Hey, what up, homies? It's your boy Coach SMETA, and it's part one of the part two actually of the series. We're gonna start with Frost as far as our I Have Thoughts Overhauling MK series goes. Now, Frost is the character I'm most comfortable with, so we'll start with her. And for the basis of the video, we'll start with the foundation. I believe she is a character that is all about the neutral and controlling space, right? So like this is where she wants to fight. In the words of King Leonidas, this is where we fight, this is where they die. Like when you start the match off, for example, I can touch you from here with a mid. I can step up, I can touch you, I can come at you, I can close space. It's a bit risky because it's a high, but nonetheless, she kind of owns this area, and her game is whiff punishing, hitting you real hard for doing so, and other than that, it's all about pushing you back to this space. You know, she has different ways of getting you off her. Even if you're up close, 11 frame mid, I can push you all the way back. What's that, -8? So to me, she's a neutral heavy character who she has some zoning tools, but these are highs. There's nothing to scoff at, you know what I'm saying? I can touch you, but only if you let me, honestly. So that'll be her type as far as how we complement her using these variations. Alright, and as we go into the second part, which is going to be the customs that I feel like should be in her base kit. So let's start with Micro Burst, which is her combo extender. It's nothing too crazy. It's death on block. I can't just throw it out. Even the meter burn version, it pushes you back a little more, but it's -16, so I can't just throw it out there. Now I can do something like this and get a full combo for it, for you trying to poke back, but that's a high risk, high reward situation. This move right here, auger, what is this move called? Where are you? Auger lunge, turn up. Alright, so this is another move that I feel just kind of fits the idea of her controlling space. She doesn't have much in neutral that like forces you to not play neutral. Like outside of this where she burns a bar, there's nothing I have in neutral that forces you to block, This is kind of like her check you tool. Like, oh, you're not blocking, right? I got some. It's got good speed on it, good range, with great range. But once again, it's death on block, and it's kind of like, okay, if I hit you, I get 10%. If you block, you punish me. But it's one of those situations where I'm controlling this space. She has a good anti-air. She can, she has some good. She can take away certain angles, and then this is kind of her. Hey, you're not blocking in neutral. Stop that. And so I feel like that should be part of her base kit. And then glacier calving, whatever this is, I feel like this should be part of her base kit as well. Just eats a projectile, kind of lets her walk in a little bit, but it's nothing game breaking. So yeah, that's how we're gonna rock with her custom moves that I feel should just be added to her base kit. Now, sticking with the theme that she is a neutral, space controlling character, what I've decided to do with her custom variations, especially the ones that are 2 slots, which are burrowing auger, core trap, and cryogenic crown, is that we're going to buff those in ways, or change their properties in ways that really complement her playstyle, but in a different way, each of them. So this would be for I want to say the neutral, like the not highly offensive, not highly defensive type of Frost player who wants to play the game in the neutral, but also wants something that you have to deal with. So here we are. I'm going to throw out burrowing auger. On block, it's plus. How I would change it to make it worth being in 2 slots. First of all, give her an option where she can throw this down closer, because she should be able to choose, right? Either keep it at this mid range, okay, that's cool. The meter burn, I don't so much mind. It's 2 of them. It kind of lets me come in and walk at you. But what I would do to make it more powerful, more worth throwing out, because like I said, I feel like if you're playing a burrowing auger Frost, you should have to deal with burrowing auger as part of what she does. She's constantly mixing up what she wants to do in neutral, but she's not mixing you with overheads and lows. It's pretty much, pushing you back to this area and fighting you from here. So burrowing auger. The meter burn version, I want to cut what's the recovery on that? Did I say 22 frames? All right, let's cut that down to, and it'd have to be tested. Right now off top, let's say 10 frames of recovery. I throw this out, now I can come at you faster. Now it's much more guaranteed, almost maybe even a jump in. I don't know if I like a jump in, but something where I throw this out and all of a sudden, okay, you have to block while I'm coming at you, and then once you're done blocking, what is this? What is the meter burn? Plus 31? Yeah. Now you have to deal with me. But I can also throw this out there and just kind of step back, you know? Ice auger, this move is perfect. Just keep it as is. It serves its purpose. Like doing something like this, I love that. That's plus 2. Like just, oh, that's plus 4. Plus 7. Yo, I'm liking this move even more. But you know, that's just an example of what she might use to complement it. You know, you might use micro burst to, as far as combo starter, and then you end the combo with a setup. But basically, that's going to be how I would change burrowing auger to make it much more viable and much more of an issue to deal with when you're playing against a burrowing auger frost. Now, for the frost player that wants to be a little more hyperactive, a little more, you know, wants to throw hands a little more often, the more aggressive frost player, we're going to complement her space control by rolling some head at you, you know what I'm saying? But the move by itself, to me, it's underwhelming. So the way I would make this move more worthy of being a 2-slot move is the ability to meter burn it, and you know, if you meter burn it here, it blows up on them. Your plus, similar to what Demolition Sonya had, but not as messed up because Demolition Sonya could mix you, right? Well, what we're doing is I'm putting this on the ground, and am I gonna blow it up? Am I gonna blow it? I'm just gonna walk in on you because yeah, I want to play in this range. But now I want to be a little more, you know, in your face. So I'm going to throw the head out. I'm going to follow it in. In the air, if it detonates, the higher off the ground, the less plus it is. If it's on the ground, it's just rolling around. Keep it at plus 77. Like if you block if you block a full head, I should get to come at you, bro. The other move that I put in this variation was the core overload. Now the core overload, you know, this move, not that one. These two moves, those are more damaging. The projectile that she fires, I forget the name of it, but it's replaced by cryogenic crown in this variation. It gives you more damage there, and then micro burst does more damage. Also, the sweep does more damage. Anything that comes out of her chest does more damage. Well, I would change the properties of the meter burn version of this and give it the what was the variation of Kano? He'd get the damage buff. Man, you know what I'm talking about though. That's what I want. I want to be able to do this, meter burn that, and almost be plus, right? And just come at you with a little more offense. Like I said, it's not the same because there's no mix, but it would allow her to get in your face, you know, throw these frames at you, maybe throw in some plus frames, just kind of, you know, play in this space until it's time, you know, to back up and go back to neutral. And so that's pretty much what I have for buffing core overload. I don't like it plays kind of like Warrior Predator's self-destruct. That's not really working for me right now. You know, I want to be able to, you know, I would follow the head, I'd walk in, and then once you're blocking, maybe I do something that's plus. Only if I spin the bar though, and keep my pressure going. But like I said, her pressure isn't dominant. You know, she's got some staggers, she's got some plus frames, but it's all mids and overheads. She has a low. I think this is it. You know, there's no real mix there. She has a low starter. Everything other than that is it's overhead. So I don't think it would be too busted, but it would definitely give her a much more aggressive play style. Alright, so to be honest with you, and this will probably be like the most controversial of all of her custom moves, Core Trap, I couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do with it. Like, I couldn't really figure it out until I just kind of came up with this. All right, it still uses the offensive bar. Let's, like I said, double down on her space control, but this one's probably a little more defensive because, you know, and some people could be able to use it offensively, but I want to throw this out, and instead of this interaction where it does damage and then freezes you, let's just say if you touch the sides, you freeze. If you touch the sides, you're not blocking, you freeze. It will lower the amount of seconds this is on the screen to either 4 or like 3.5 seconds. And that way it becomes, once again, more about her just controlling space, you know, saying, okay, you can't jump, you can't backdash, you have to fight me in that box while I do, you know, I might have some kind of zoning going on where, okay, now you're dealing with, you know, what I've got, and, you know, it'll only be while I have meter that this move is even a threat. But when I have the meter, you're playing my game from inside the icebox. The other move we have in this variation is the glacier caffing, and what I want to do is it's base, it's in her kit. When she meter burns it, okay, you spin the bar for the custom. Now this reflects projectiles. So if you throw a projectile, it's gonna reflect the projectile. Now we could make it something cool, like it reflects the projectile as an ice ball. I think that would be dope. But if we're gonna do that, right? If we're gonna reflect your projectile as an ice ball, man, we might have to spend a defensive bar, you know, offensive and defensive meter on it. So this would become her lame. Okay, now, you know, oh, that goes all the way across the screen. Yeah, let's do that. You know, she's lame, and then she has a bar, and all of a sudden she's throwing this out, and you can't throw projectiles at me from inside there, and for 3.5 seconds, I could probably get 2 of these out. And that just kind of becomes what she does. She just has stuff on the screen that you have to deal with when she has meter. And when she doesn't, she's just playing neutral until you launch her. And the downside is she usually won't have meter to, you know, break out of combos because she's using it to make you play the icebox game. And to me, that's fine. You know, use the meter offensively or defensively, but to me, yeah, that would be pretty dope. You throw a projectile that comes back at you as an ice ball that you have to block, or, you know, you just don't throw anything, you know. Just hold my 2-slot custom variation. Now, last and certainly not least, we have a couple of other moves here, and I just gotta be honest with you, I don't know what to do with them. I don't really know, like, example, you don't build a variation around these moves. They just kind of are what they are, and I don't really know what you do with them. Maybe you know, make this a situation where you can spend a bar to make it safe, but, you know, spending the bar puts you in a situation where it can be flawless blocked. I don't know. And then this right here, you know, maybe I don't think anything needs to be changed about this move. I just don't know where she would use it. You know, some people may use it in other variations. You know, it's a good move, but, like, I don't really know how it fits her style. I mean, it's definitely safer than this or the auger lunge, but yeah, I just kind of don't know what to do with these two. I mean, let's just say leave them as is, and if you want to use it, use it. Yeah. Now let's talk about, like, some buffs to her that I would like to see. First one, the close variation of this should be plus. It's -9 now. Make it plus. +2, +3. You know, from here, was it +7? And then from here, it's +28, I want to say. Bruh, there it is. So just make that plus. It kind of just fits her up close game where if she has some overheads that you can flawless block, like the last 2 hits of those strings, you can flawless block both of those. Just give her an option to do this, you know, kind of, if she wants to take a chance, they're highs, you can just neutral duck them and blow her up for it. Same thing here. So half the time it won't even touch you right there, so if she throws that out, you can punish her. Sure, she has ways of being safe, she can just cancel, but if she wants to, you know, risk it for the biscuit to be plus, let her. You know, I see no real reason. Like I said, it's a high, and there's a risk and reward to that. Also, this move, I want this to be plus. If you neutral duck that, you get a full punish. If you block it, you should be, I'll say, let's say, yeah, +1, +2, something where she has the option to hit you with a down one, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. And even so, you can just flawless block it, right? So she does this, and now she starts, she starts her whiff punishing game. She comes in, you try to poke, you get blown up for it. But I just think there should be a little more reward for throwing this out there, because it is pretty risky. And other than that, I don't really see anything else that she needs. I think if her 2-slot variation, custom variation moves were similar to the ideas I've come up with, she would be much more viable in the neutral, where I feel is where she wants to play. And if you agree, hit the likes, leave comments, tell me what you think. If you disagree, same thing, leave comments, let's talk about it. I'm always open to discussion. Definitely my mind can always be changed. Obviously these things would need to be tested. I don't think anything that I would give her would make her broken, though. I think it would just make her stronger, and make her stronger where she needs to be stronger. And it would improve the, how do I say it? I don't really know how to say it. It would make playing as Frost funner for the Frost player, because it isn't just me throwing out these strings, me staggering you a little bit. I would have actual space control. I'd be able to actually do things in neutral that you have to deal with, and she would get to play the game much better. So like I said, yeah, leave comments, like, dislike, it doesn't matter. I'm open to discussion. And that's it for my overhaul ideas for Frost. Hey homies, shout out to Pride by Katana for most of the music I use in the vids. Be sure to follow on social media. I follow back. Links to all that info in the description. For more content, be sure to subscribe and click one of the links at the end of the video for more videos. Please continue to watch, like, share, and repeat. Thank you.